All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Norwalk. My name is Steve Dreschler of the American Council of Engineering Companies of Connecticut, and I have the honor of serving as today's host for the Engineering and Public Works Roadshow event to celebrate the Walk Bridge and the professionals who are working to make this critical project possible. The Engineering and Public Works Roadshow is the first time America's engineers and operators have come together to celebrate successful infrastructure investment projects, and we are proud to host them today. The Roadshow, for those who don't know, is a joint project of the American Council of Engineering Companies, ACEC, a few acronyms here today, the American Public Works Association, APWA, and the American Society of Civil Engineers, ASCE. Together, these groups are shining a spotlight on our own Walk Bridge, a vital artery in our community, and the 125,000 passengers that depend on the crossing every day. Today we will discuss how replacing the 128-year-old Walk Bridge will strengthen commuter rail safety, enhance commuting reliability, and increase operational efficiency for so many. Because this isn't just Connecticut's project, this is the Northeast Corridors project. This is America's infrastructure at work. This billion-dollar investment represents the best of American engineering and public works, innovation, determination, and commitment to building for generations to come. So, of course, we're not just here to talk about nuts and bolts and steel and concrete. We're here because infrastructure is fundamentally about people and communities, and no one understands that better than our first speaker. So please join me in welcoming Norwalk Mayor Harry Rilling.
Well, thank you very much. This has been an interesting project, to say the least. We recognize that this is probably the biggest project, certainly in Fairfield County. I don't know with the state of Connecticut. But, the interesting thing is everybody hears about the Walk Bridge and we're replacing it. We go all the way back to trying to decide what the design is going to be. Everybody had their own idea. Some people are saying, why don't you just keep the bridge shut? And I'm saying, well, you got a couple of miles of nice river up there. I don't want that to not be able to serve the public. And 100 years from now, they're going to say, that idiot Rilling, what the hell did he do? It has been really a lot less intrusive than we thought it would be. And that's because of the DOT and the engineers and the work they're planning and how they're going about it. As you can imagine, we had many people in the community, especially the people in the South Norwalk area, right over here, who are saying this is going to destroy everything, the business is going to go out of businesses, and people are going to move out of my apartments. And, it's always that worst case scenario that comes to somebody's mind originally. But it's done right and it's being done right. It doesn't resemble anything like people were afraid of. And to give you an example, and Commissioner Ecolino knows what we did with the bridge over I-95, a bridge that, somebody said to me, why didn't the guy just pull ahead? I said, wait a minute, you got a truck full of fuel, you look in your mirror and see it's on fire, and you're going to say, oh, I better pull ahead. No, you're going to get out of that truck and run like heck. And he did. But what happened was the bridge was compromised. We had to knock it down. It was knocked down in a very short period of time. And then it was rebuilt probably 2 to 3 months earlier than it was projected and under budget. So that's an engineering miracle. And this is another engineering miracle. This bridge is going to, as you say, it serves over 125,000 people. I think something like 190 trains. Unfortunately, it's here in Norwalk, and we have to live with it. But it's over 100 years old, and the structural, and it's a turn bridge. I don't know who is familiar with it, but it's on pilings, and as it turns, it shifts. And if it doesn't open all the way, it's a nightmare. They have to have somebody come and close it. But it's just a pleasure having to work with our DOT and how the things that they're doing. And remarkable, it just shows that engineering is an amazing science, and it's getting done. And we're very, very pleased with the progress so far on the Walk Bridge. and how it's progressing and how it's not as bad as people are saying it was going to be. In fact, you hardly even notice it, except when you go some of the back roads. You hardly even notice that it's being worked on. So, again, I want to thank Commissioner, thank the people working on the Walk Bridge, and we've got a real project going here that's going to serve the city and serve the state and the Northeast Corridor, as you mentioned, really well. So, thank you.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Stay standing for a minute. We have something to give you. So again, thank you for those inspiring words and for Norwalk's partnership in this massive undertaking. The city's coordination and support have been essential to keeping this project moving forward while minimizing impacts to the residents and businesses. And on behalf of the Engineering and Public Works Roadshow, we're pleased to present you with recognition for Norwalk's commitment to infrastructure excellence. And we have one of these nice awards here for you.
And how did you know my words were going to be inspiring?
You guys, I just knew it. So here you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Honor and pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Before we move forward with the program, I just want to make a couple of acknowledgments here to folks that are with us today. So I want to acknowledge Representative Lucy Dathan of the 142nd District, serving Norwalk and New Canaan. So Lucy, thank you for being here. And also want to acknowledge Ariel Vega Jr., Economic Development Director for Senator Chris Murphy's office. Thank you for being here. All right. So now I want to introduce someone who represents the engineering firms making projects like this possible in Connecticut. So please welcome Mr. Kevin Hussein, President of ACEC Connecticut.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Hussein. I'm a Vice President at AI Engineers here in Middletown, Connecticut. But the hat I wear today is the President for ACEC Connecticut, representing hundreds of firms and thousands of engineers in Connecticut. And also nationally, thousands of firms and tens of thousands of employees that do this type of work. And what I want to reiterate today on the Engineering Public Works Roadshow is that as the infrastructure bill expires next year, we need to replenish that new funds to support transformative projects like this. And our goal at ACEC locally and nationally is to go down to DC and advocate for funding into that resurface transportation bill that's going to come up next year. So we'll be representing not only the general public or private and public sector partners, but we'll be representing the entire industry on these projects. And why it's important is because as the advent of technology now with AI taking over basically everything that we do, the workforce has been a big struggle. And I'm not saying we're not going to use the AI, but we will. But these types of projects, for $1 spent on infrastructure, there's a 3 or 4 times value of economic dollars to the community and the surrounding businesses. So think about that, 3 to 4 times more of $1 spent on infrastructure. So it's important that we focus on that. And coming back to the workforce challenges is that AI is going to be the future. We know that. And it would also be seeing AI enforced people will be doing a lot of the work. So our industry is no longer going to be made up of engineers and public works and construction workers, but it'll be including now mathematicians, cybersecurity specialists, information technology. So the entire architectural engineering and construction industry will be changing. And thanks to projects like these and the funding for projects like these, our industry hopefully will be looking bright in the years to come, hopefully for another 130 years. But with that, I just wanted to thank everyone again, all the elected officials, Commissioner, thank you, and all the, again, the private, public sector folks, and most importantly, the hardworking folks that are out there in the hard hats and the vests right now, because they always say that these things are for the folks with the suits. We're the one out there that's doing all the hard work. Well, we acknowledge them and continue to, and for them to do the hard work. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. Now, please welcome Jeff Urbanchuk, Senior Vice President of Communications with ACEC National.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting us and having us here in Norwalk. I'm glad that the snow has turned into rain and we don't have to worry about snow, but this is a great event, and I thank everyone, Mr. Mayor, Commissioner, elected officials, everyone from the industry being here, because This is an event that we have been kind of replicating across the country with the Engineering Public Works Roadshow. And the way the pieces kind of fit together is at ACEC, think of us as kind of the Chamber of Commerce for engineering. We represent the firms that are doing the work, while APWA represents the agencies and the people who actually operate and maintain the infrastructure. And then, of course, ASCE represents the individual civil engineers that are engaged from a professional society standpoint. And we all came together a couple of years ago because we really had a challenge, and that was, how do we really nail home the essential value of the work that engineers and public works people do every day? Because good engineering, and I think the mayor made this point very well, is it's good engineering is smooth. You don't really notice it. You kind of take it for granted. You come to work and you have a good commute, you flip on the light switch, the lights come on, the tap, clean water. It's what makes our modern society run. And far too often we only notice it when things go wrong, right? And this is a perfect example of when things go right. You have projects that will benefit communities for generations. This bridge is over a century old. It is now going to be replaced by a bridge that is going to last another century. And the people who are doing the work, the engineering work, before anything goes vertical or anything goes into the ground, the people who are out there right now in the hard hats and vests that are doing the work, the management of the construction, they're all going to leave a lasting impact on this community that's really going to define it for generations. Their children and grandchildren are going to benefit from this bridge. The people in the Northeast Corridor, I came up here on Amtrak because I knew there was going to be a safe and reliable way to get here. If I was going to Boston, I'd be relying on this bridge. It's critical national infrastructure, and we have to nail down and really communicate the essential value that this has on society. So that's really the purpose of the Roadshow. We've done over 20 events, 60,000+ miles around the country, everything from ports to bridges to rail stations, and projects large and small. And really what I want to also talk about is, to Kevin's point, with the increase of technology, with the complexity of society, engineering is just going to be more demanding, and it's going to require more people. And right now we don't have enough engineers. America has a six-figure shortage of engineers and public works people. And it's not for a lack of trying. Quite honestly, if you're an engineer and you want a job, you can probably get a job right now without much problem. We're practically full employment. We're just not graduating enough engineers. And the challenge is that, if you're a kid and you want to, think about engineering, you immediately think about computers. You look at your phone, you open an app, and there you go. You don't really get an idea of what this is and what the bridge means to the community. So what we want through this roadshow is to communicate, if you're good at science, math, you have an interest in that, or you want to build or create things, engineering is a great way of doing that. It's a great job to have. It's stable, and you can have a long-lasting impact on generally the communities that you live and grew up in, because a lot of the engineers stay within the region, stay within the state. And you can have a lasting impact to create something that's not just going to benefit you, it's going to benefit society, it's going to benefit your community and for families to come. So really, if there's anybody out there who has a kid who has an interest in science or technology, this is the time to get them out to projects like this. The buildings, the bridges, the large infrastructure that really supports modern day society, and say, you can be a part of the process. You can help build the next generation of American infrastructure. Of course, in Washington, our job is to promote and argue for the funding for that infrastructure, which is one of our key things. And of course, at the state level, the same thing, maintaining that level of infrastructure. But we need that next generation to take up the call and take engineering and public works as a career. So hopefully we can do that. We can make this another step in that process with the Roadshow. I thank everyone here for their work on the bridge, on just making this such a smooth project. Congratulations. We're really happy to spotlight it. And with that, I'll give the podium back, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Good point about the workforce, Jeff. So I have 3 kids in high school. One of them told me he wants to be a civil engineer. I'm still working on the other 2. All right, now it's my pleasure to welcome Mario Riccozzi, board member with ASCE, to the stage.
Thank you, Steve, Mayor Rilling, Commissioner Higlito, and on behalf of our president, Marsha Anderson Bomar, and the AAC Board of Directors, a special thank you to everyone being here today to celebrate this monumental project for Connecticut and the entire Northeast region. Our colleagues in the engineering profession frequently refer to infrastructure as a system of systems, where one component of the built environment depends on the reliability of all the other components it is connected to. And the Walk Bridge is absolutely no different than that. This is why the 2021 Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, also referred to as a bipartisan infrastructure law, was so important. It wasn't solely focused on transportation or water or energy. The law created funding mechanisms for more than a dozen categories of infrastructure so that the collective whole of our built environment could rise to meet the needs of American residents and businesses, that economic driver. The Walk Bridge project, a critical part of the busiest rail corridor in the United States, is exactly the kind of comprehensive investment that unlocks a region's full potential. The Walk Bridge project not only modernizes century-old assets to fit to serve for another century, but it improves the rail lines, the roads, the bridges, and enhances the community's waterfront, all in one sweeping investment instead of looking for all kinds of different pots of money. Projects like this is how you see results quicker and ensure the system of systems is maximizing its full potential. Our core mission as engineers is to deliver solutions that improve the quality of life. That's why the Walk Bridge project is so important. It's more than an incredible engineering achievement. It's a symbol to Americans everywhere that when passionate, creative, and ambitious people dedicate themselves to solving some of our greatest challenges, we can succeed. As Jeff mentioned, the Engineering and Public Works Roadshow between ASCE, ACEC, and APWA is meant to highlight incredible projects like this to show younger audiences what a career in engineering can lead to. I cannot emphasize enough how rewarding this path is and how much fun it is also. Infrastructure needs are everywhere. ASCE's 2025 report card for America's infrastructure assigned 18 categories of infrastructure, a cumulative grade of C. 9 of those categories remaining in the D range. It means projects as impactful as the Walk Bridge are needed across a variety of sectors all over the country. And that means you are needed in more roles than you can imagine. The need is there, the work is there, but the available workforce has not kept pace, as we've heard. To all the students out there trying to decide how you can make a difference, look no further than careers in engineering and public works. So be creative, help society, become part of the civil engineering team. And I'd like to once again thank the Walk Bridge team for your tireless dedication to improving the lives of all Northeastern residents with this project and for having us here today. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mario. So now please welcome APWA Regional Director Rich Benevento to the podium.
There seems to be a theme here this morning about getting young students involved in engineering and public works. I recently made a presentation at a roadshow in Worcester, and it was on a STEM school, the Doherty Memorial High School. And we had the entire student body there, and hopefully 90% of those kids are now in engineering curriculums. So we'll hope for that. But thanks again for the introduction. On behalf of the American Public Works Association, thank you for this invitation to recognize the collective accomplishments of this great project. It is events like this that can raise awareness of the value and importance of public works in our communities and in the quality of life for everyone. So thanks again for allowing me to be here. Again, Rich Benevento, I am the Region 1 Director for APWA. Region 1 is essentially the Northeast United States and parts of Canada. So That's sort of my region. Just a little bit about APWA, for those of you who don't know, it's the largest and oldest organization of its kind in the world. We have over 31,000 members consisting of government officials, government agencies, consultants, contractors, and suppliers. The Engineering Roadshow has showcased, and we talked about this morning, over 20 great infrastructure projects in America. During each stop, the Roadshow touts the engineering, the technology, and the community impact surrounding a public works project. And the Walk Bridge certainly is worthy of that recognition. The Walk Bridge replacement is one of the most significant public investments in Connecticut. For public works professionals, this is a great example of how modern infrastructure, community needs, and long-term resilience come together in a single project. This bridge is not only a transportation asset, it's a critical public works facility supporting daily life in Norwalk and along the entire Northeast Corridor. When the old bridge failed to open and close, it meant delays for commuters, economic disruptions across the region, and emergency response complications. Replacing the bridge is fundamentally about public safety, reliability, and long-term stewardship of essential infrastructure. Public Works engineers designed the new Walk Bridge to maintain its movable span function, ensuring that navigation along the Norwalk River remains uninterrupted. The new structure incorporates redundancy, advanced materials, and state-of-the-art mechanical systems to eliminate the failures associated with this 1896-era swing bridge. Again, that's why we need these young students involved, to get involved. The project reflects best practices in modern public works, resiliency against climate impacts, energy-efficient systems, and a design that will stretch well into the next century. Public Works decisions directly influencing water quality, navigation, and shoreline resilience, also a key component of this project. The new bridge improves river clearances and reduces mechanical downtime, which supports commercial and recreational boating, and as well as emergency access. This project is a prime example of how Public Works enhances and protects transportation infrastructure and the natural and economic vitality of waterfront communities. We all know the success of any project starts with effective and regular stakeholder communication and engagement. Communication is key on these projects. I think the mayor will attest to that. Throughout this project, a dedicated project team has engaged and continues to engage with residents, businesses, commuters, utilizing the Walk Bridge Welcoming Center, online updates, the media, and construction alerts. This level of transparency reflects the Public Works commitment to serving communities, minimizing impacts, and ensuring people understand the process and, of course, the long-term benefits of the work being done. The Walk Bridge replacement is about more than fixing an old bridge. It's about building safe, reliable, resilient infrastructure that communities can rely on every day. The Walk Bridge project is a successful collaboration of effective and committed federal, state, and municipal leadership, innovative engineering and technology, valuable civic engagement, and essential community support. All the vital ingredients that are the cornerstone of a great project. And when completed, it will stand as a modern, resilient asset that keeps the Northeast Corridor moving and keeps Norwalk connected for generations. At APWA, we like to say, Public Works advances the quality of life for all. The Walk Bridge will do just that. On behalf of the American Public Works Association, we'd like to extend our congratulations to the Connecticut Department of Transportation, the Federal Transit Authority Administration, the Federal Railroad Administration, Metro North Railroad, the City of Norwalk, the consultants and contractors, and everybody who was involved in this great project. It is a great project that will serve the community and the region for many, many years to come. You should be very proud of this accomplishment. Congratulations, and thank you again for allowing me to be here.
All right, thank you, Rich, and thank you, Jeff and Mario and Kevin, for demonstrating the power of collaboration between your three organizations. ACEC, ASCE, and APWA together represent the full spectrum of the infrastructure professional, from engineers who design these projects to the public works teams who maintain them for decades to come. So the Roadshow exists because we share a common mission to showcase infrastructure excellence and inspire the next generation to join our professionals. As we've heard already today from several of our speakers, let me say to any students that may be watching online, I don't see any in the audience here today. Again, look at a project like this. This is what engineering and public works careers look like, solving real problems that affect millions of lives. So please become an engineer. So now it's my great pleasure to introduce the leader whose vision and determination have driven this project forward. As Commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Transportation, he oversees not just the Walk Bridge project, but the entire statewide effort to modernize our infrastructure for the 21st century. Please join me in welcoming Commissioner Garrett Ucalito.
Okay, so everyone already talked a little bit about what the walk bridge is. I'll probably throw out what my team helped prepare for me, but really want to just highlight a few things. One, it's really a pleasure to be here in Norwalk, and I know my team is not happy that there's no snow, but I'm sure our friends who are visiting are happy there's no snow today. But as you heard, the walk bridge is a critical piece of infrastructure. It actually opened a year after our department was founded in 1895. There's very few pieces of infrastructure we can say are about as old as the Connecticut DOT, but we didn't build it. A private railroad company built it. Built all of our movable bridges up and down the Northeast Corridor. We unfortunately and fortunately inherited the infrastructure. And so now the responsibility to replace these aging pieces of infrastructure fall on the people of Connecticut. Just up the road from here on I-95, you get to another movable bridge that's under construction right now, the Connecticut River Bridge. And then we have more pieces of infrastructure that we're going to need to do in just a few years from now. The Devon Bridge, the Saga Bridge, eventually the Coscob Bridge, and then multiple other pieces of railroad infrastructure totaling around $15 billion worth of work. I see Representative Dathan, the eyes getting wide. But that doesn't happen without a partnership between the private sector, the public sector, both at the state level and the federal level, and the education efforts. Steve, I appreciate one of your kids wants to be an engineer. We need lawyers, we need accountants, we need environmental planners, we need archaeologists, we need all types of professions to help deliver the future of our infrastructure in Connecticut. Because when infrastructure fails, it's noticed and it has a ripple effect. When it's going well, people don't notice, they don't care, they don't even know there's a culvert underneath until something happens and a sinkhole forms. And they're like, what is this sinkhole here? And like, oh, that culvert was there for the past 75 years, you just didn't know it. And that's why it's so important that we continue to make these investments. And that's why it's really important that we focus on the next surface transportation bill, which, as you heard, is going to be expiring September 30th of next year. We need to make sure that it's a truly multimodal bill. For us here in Connecticut especially, the IIJA provided billions of dollars worth of investments in our railroad infrastructure. Without a multimodal system or a multimodal bill coming out of Washington, we're going to be stuck in the mud or stuck in a flat spot on the railroad and not moving. So we really need to, as a Connecticut team, push for a truly multimodal bill. Make sure that rail is a part of it, transit is a part of it, as well as our highway infrastructure. Connecticut, we had $5.38 billion in formula funding under IIJA, and then we got $2 billion in competitive discretionary grants. That's unheard of for our state. And so we're really excited about that. I want to thank the mayor for his partnership over the years. I know you're still going to be involved here in Norwalk, but all of us at ConnDOT, just truly treasure our partnership with you. Thank you for letting us steal members of your team to come work with us at ConnDOT. I didn't mention that. But you've been great to work with. And one of the things I've learned in my time working with other state DOTs across the country through AASHTO is one of the most important things is working with the communities and then asking them the question when you're done with the project is, would you have us back? And hopefully in a few years when we're done here in Norwalk, we can turn to the community in Norwalk and say, would you have us back for another project? Hopefully we won't be laughed out of the room. They'll say, yeah, okay, yeah, come on back. Like you said, it's not as disruptive as everyone had feared. And so, the goal is that people barely notice we're here doing the work. People don't notice when the project's completed, and it makes their lives and their commutes easier. And so that's really what our goal is here. But I think the important thing is that we do need more engineers. These are the types of projects that really generate interest in investing in infrastructure, in going into these fields. And we've started a new internship program, which we didn't have for a few years. So we had 50 interns last year. We're going to have 60 civil engineer interns this year. And trying to really push, Carlo Leone's here, who's really trying to push the partnerships with the universities to develop those pathways into engineering. Really appreciate ASCE, ACEC, APWA. You all make it happen, and just appreciate everything you do to raise the interest in these types of infrastructure investments. So thank you.
Don't sit down yet. I got something for you too. So again, thank you, Commissioner, for your leadership and for Connecticut DOT's commitment to getting this critical project done. Your team's coordination of this complex program while maintaining rail service is nothing short of remarkable. And as this project continues, it will continue to be a very remarkable project. So please accept this recognition for the department's efforts on this project. Thank you.
Yep.
Moving stuff up here. All right. You can get that. You can get that afterwards. All right. The Walk Bridge Replacement Project requires world-class program management to coordinate dozens of contractors, multiple stakeholders, and complex logistics. For that expertise, Connecticut DOT turned to one of the leading infrastructure consulting firms in the world. So at this time, please welcome Brian Burke from WSP, the program management consultant for the Walk Bridge.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, I guess. So on behalf of WSP, we're very thrilled to be highlighted in this project, in this roadshow. And also on behalf of the whole Walk Bridge team. So thanks to ACEC, APWA, and ASCE for recognizing the significance of this project. For nearly 2 years, I've had the privilege to work on this project, and it really is such a complex and large-scale project that it only comes along once in a career. Some of the challenges that our team whether it's in construction or engineering, is tackling on a daily basis are just really awe-inspiring. I mean, how often are you going to be building a new bridge under, around, and above an existing 130-year-old bridge that is still maintaining commuter rail service, just regular passenger service, for the duration, right, for multiple years, and the navigation channel still being open pretty much the whole time. Like that is really what makes us as civil engineers. We build civilization. This is why we come to work to do this, whether it's with a hard hat or with our AutoCAD drawing, doing the drawings and design calcs and everything. But of course, an achievement like this takes a large team. Many people have been dedicated and committed to seeing this project through from inception into construction and then completion in a few years. And so I'd like to acknowledge the Connecticut Department of Transportation, our consultant partners, the contractor, and certainly the local community and our federal partners for that long-term dedication and commitment to ensuring the success of this significant project. Thank you.
You stay up here too.
Okay.
We got something for everybody. But yeah, Brian, thank you for the insight into this incredible construction coordination required for this project. WSP's program management has been instrumental in keeping this complex initiative on track. So on behalf of our Roadshow partners, we're pleased to recognize WSP's contribution to this transformational project. Can't talk. There you go. Thank you. Take the box. There you go.
Don't break it.
Yeah.
Of course. None of this would be possible without the exceptional design and engineering required. The firm responsible for designing the new walk bridge has taken on the challenge of creating a structure that must work flawlessly for the next century while being built around active rail operations, as Brian had alluded to. So please welcome Chris Brown from HNTB, the designer of record for the walk bridge replacement.
Thanks, Steve. Hi, good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor to be here, and on behalf of HNTB, our Connecticut office leader, Jake Argiro, our local construction support team, Edco Francesco and Jordi Padilla, and the more than 500 different HNTB staff that have worked on this program over the last decade plus. We're honored to be part of the Roadshow and supporting the Walk Bridge program as the designer and the engineer of record for the new bridge replacement. So you may not know this, but construction on the Walk Bridge program actually began in 2017. There was a lot of rail improvements done on the Danbury line, and a new interlocking was built about 1.5 miles east of here that actually helps facilitate all the train movements during construction. Now, all of the construction for the bridge itself didn't happen overnight. I was first introduced to the Walk Bridge effort on August 25th, 2014, where I met DOT leadership in their cafeteria in Newington asking me, how can we replace the Walk Bridge because of the problems that they were having with it over time. And at that time, nobody had any idea the complexity and the number of challenges that we would have to encounter in order to get to the project where it is today. During one of the many public meetings that we held during the course of the design development and the final design, it was actually a Norwalk resident that came up to me and kind of summed up the Walk Bridge replacement perfectly. He said that replacing the Walk Bridge is like trying to change your flat tire while you're still going 60 miles an hour down the highway. And that really kind of stuck with me. And if you think about a project that has many challenges, the Walk Bridge has probably seen it. We tried to weed through 70 different alternatives, trying to come up with a concept that could keep 150 trains a day moving. We had a lot of environmental parameters that we had to meet, historic resources, cultural resources, and as the mayor mentioned, a rather curious and often interested community wanted to know what was going on. And that is what brought us here today. There's been a lot of accomplishments over the last decade plus, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And there's going to be some fascinating things happening as you see the bridge start to come out of the river. And we're excited to be part of that. And I'm confident that HNTB, with our partnership with the department, the rest of the team, the city, is going to continue to build on that success for the community. Thanks again.
Kill the suspense, but that's for you. But again, Chris, thanks for walking us through this incredible engineering behind this project. Really a fascinating project. And you know, the innovative design solutions are setting new standards for what's possible in rail infrastructure. Can't wait to see it continue to come together.
Thanks so much.
So On behalf of the Roadshow, I want to present you with this nice award. Great. Take the box. Thanks so much. Very good. All right, so as we close today's formal program, I do want to thank everyone who made this event possible. To our speakers, your insights have shown what great infrastructure looks like when public agencies, engineering firms, and communities work together. To Commissioner Euclid and the entire Connecticut DOT team, thank you for your vision and persistence in making this project a reality. To the construction crews that are working here every day, I know you can hear me, but you're the ones, as Kevin said, who are turning plans into reality, so thank you all for your skill and dedication. And to our Roadshow partners, ACEC, APWA, and ASCE, thank you for bringing national attention to the projects that matter. And to everyone who joined us today, whether here in person or watching online, thank you for recognizing that infrastructure is about more than bridges and trains. It's about connecting communities, powering economies, and building the foundation of our future. So as we conclude, I do want to invite all of our speakers and award recipients to join us for a group photo to commemorate this milestone moment for Connecticut's infrastructure. But before we do that, I will just again want to thank everyone again. Feel free to stay, ask questions, learn more about this remarkable project. Have a wonderful day and safe travels on your journey home. Doesn't look like snow, it looks like it may be rain here, but drive safe. And thank you, everyone.